Tell me about a time you diagnosed and fixed a complex production issue for an enterprise customer under a tight deadline.
In my last workplace, I faced a situation where it was around last December, right before a holiday sale. A large retail client started getting a large number of errors. The error was a 502 error on the images for the website. Traffic was sky high, and they gave us just 1.5 hours to get everything to normal. See, my task was I was on the lead for the call, and my job was to find the root problem and fix it, quickly as possible. And the error rate should also be very less. And I had to keep the CTO updated every 15 minutes in that 1.5 hours. So it was around 6 times I updated him. How I acted was first I pulled all the logs and noticed the failures, what all happened on the files uh, greater than 5 megabytes of file size. I replayed those requests with some Linux commands such as curl and saw the handshake was failing. It turned out we had upgraded OpenSSL on the technical server the night before. Because of it, the customer's load balancer was stuck and it was entirely running in a loop, and there were frequent errors coming up. I just try to add like quick flags and other things, and I watched the dashboards. So my result was 47 minutes after the incident started. I just found the errors were lesser than the error rate they gave as per the service level agreement, which I said as 1%. I had just a half a percent. The finance department said because of which I had saved 1.2 million dollars. So this helped in getting 80 percentage the next quarter. Going to the next question. This is my next question.
Describe a situation where you had to coordinate across multiple teams to advocate for a customer and deliver a solution.
My situation was this time was with a fintech customer. The customer kept hitting Gmail's limit of 25 megabytes every time whenever they emailed the uh, mortgage bundles which they were selling. 6% of the deals were failing and the scores were diving. My task was to convince the product, the legal, and the engineering team to build an automatic replace big file with Google Drive link feature. I had to convince them. How I acted upon was first I tried to pull all the dashboards or the logs, which in this case typically it's present in the BigQuery stats that shows around 12,000 logs a month. I translated that into uh, $200,000 of potential churn. That number got everyone's attention, and that helped me stand out at the job and as well as perform efficiently. What I did was I took whatever my findings and the achievements I did into a two-slide page, and I just explained it in the standout meeting which was happening every week. And one slide of was completely dedicated to the user pain, and the other slide was dedicated to the revenue. The result of which was the feature was quickly shipped to the customer's place in 40 days. The rejections dropped to less than a 0.3 percentage, and the customers renewed this contract. In the last case, I think so, it was for at least 3 years. This was the second situation I was faced with. Let me read out the third. This is my third situation.
You're on the night shift when a large workspace customer reports mail delivery delays affecting 40% of users. Walk me through your first 30 minutes.
The situation I faced was I had an open incident, and it was posted in a Slack channel to check whether the right people can join. I had to double check the customer's admin console, confirm the problem is in our side. So the goal was to get average delivery time back under 2 minutes and update to everyone, including all the stakeholders. In my case, the stakeholders were internal as well as the customer, which I had to post them every quarter hour. So in an hour, I would be telling them at least 4 times. I have to update them. I investigated by running a preset log query for slow messages and group the results according to the region. If it had pointed to the one data center like US East A or US East B, I'd look at the SMTP queue depth and CPU on that cluster. I also saw a spike on their handshake time, as I mentioned in last problem as well. I'd moved the tenant to a different mail pool. Instead of Gmail, I'd explained them to try Outlook and see whether their problem gets fixed. All the while, I keep notes in the incident doc. The expected result was usually that trims the queue by about 70% in the first half an hour, and it gets delivery time back under a minute. This was how I solved the problem. Thank you.